A warehouse in Virginia has many people in the state divided. This warehouse is owned by BC billionaire Jimmy Pattison. It's set to be sold to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. It plans to convert the building into an ICE holding facility. The Canadian company owned by Pattison said in a statement it didn't know about the plan when it agreed to sell the site. Let's get a local perspective on this. Camilla Hill is a resident of Hanover County, Virginia. She was at last night's meeting. She spoke at it, joins us now. Camilla, thank you very much. What stood out to you about last night's meeting?
Well, thanks for having me. I was really proud to be a resident of Hanover last night. We had so many people there who were really vehemently opposed to the ICE facility. And it was really heartwarming, truthfully, to see how many people were there in our community just saying, we can't have this here.
I'm seeing a long lineup of cars in a photo. I assume that that's a lineup of cars heading to the meeting. Why such a huge turnout?
Yeah, so it is just absolutely unacceptable for this facility to be anywhere in Virginia, anywhere in the country, truthfully, but we cannot have this in our county. We're raising children here. I'm just a mom, and I don't want this here. I don't want this in our community. We see what's happening to other communities. We see what has destroyed other communities, and it's unacceptable. We can't let that kind of racism abide here. And we stood up and said, we were just a group of moms. It was like 6 or 7 of us moms that were texting in our neighborhood saying, okay, how are we going to get out of the neighborhood? There was a sheet of ice and we dug for 4 hours to get my car out and carpooled to the meeting and just said, okay, we've got to do this because we can't have this in our community.
Yeah, I learned a long time ago, never underestimate the power of a group of moms who are, committed to making something happen. I assume, but give us a sense, since you've been to these meetings, that although all the people who are opposed are working towards a common goal, not to have the facility there, but their reasons are probably a little different. Take us through that.
Yeah, a lot of people were just saying, even the folks who were really right-leaning were like, this is just the wrong place. This is not a good location. It's right in the center of a economic zone that is right next to 295, which, if you don't know the way to get from DC all the way down to North Carolina, is the direct location. So it's actually just a really horrible location. If you're going to go out shopping with your kids, it's going to be right there. It's 7 minutes away from my house and a huge school district. It's a terrible, terrible location. In addition, of course, they're targeting a traditionally Black neighborhood. And so, as we've seen in many, many cases, places where things that people want to destroy. It's a traditionally Black neighborhood, and we can't let that happen. So, again and again, there's lots of different ways. We saw the NAACP out saying we don't want this here. There's a coalition of lots of different people saying we don't want this here. It's unacceptable. We can't have it.
We hear so much about a divided America. It's interesting to see so many people coming, kind of coalescing around this issue. Let's finish with this. We had heard it up here described as a done deal. So do you see a scenario where this won't happen?
Listen, I think that there are a lot of different ways in which Virginia as a whole can push back on this. Our state motto is completely about standing up to tyranny. I think that we can stand up via there's a few different environmental acts that maybe we can stand up with. The sale doesn't have to go through. I'm begging a lot of Canadians to reach out to the Canadian owner, right? There's lots of different ways in which this can go through. We understand that the federal government does ultimately have the say, but there are lots of ways in which maybe we can hold it up with legislation and hold it up. Ultimately, we cannot have an inhumane facility in our community or really anywhere in the United States.
And that Canadian owner, not a nameless, faceless corporation, but a very well-known billionaire in the province that I'm in right now, British Columbia, Jimmy Pattison. Camilla Hill, really enjoyed our conversation. Thank you very much for speaking with us.
Yeah, thank you so much.